everyone, welcome to the second video on how to use AI in teaching. We have been using like how to use AI using ChatGPT, Quen or maybe DeepSeek and so on, which we have been using it only for the text processing abilities only. But occasionally, in IB, we will be teaching using different methodologies or different instruction materials are needed for effective teaching learning process. So towards it today, what I'm going to show you is, so how do we use cartoons to teach, or how do you create cartoons? Okay, instead of using cartoons, everyone knows how to teach, so I need not teach anything. But how do we use, the AI tools to create a cartoon based on a given concept, and thereby we start using it. Okay, let me share my screen initially to begin with. Okay, so this is what is the screen, or this is what is the software that I'm going to use. So again, I'm going to use the HuggingFace module. So this module is known as AI Comic Factory. So how do you get this module? Should I copy this URL? If you have these questions, let me show you from the very beginning, or maybe you can go back to my previous website, previous video, and then you can look into it. But if you want to see that, I can definitely show you here. Just a minute. Let me once again go to huggingface.co. Just click on this. Let me share my screen once again if you want to see it. Right. I hope you are able to see my screen. So this is my huggingface.co. And now what you do is, this is a free space. You just need to register yourself. You need not pay anything for it. And now what I can do is I can go here. I can go to spaces over here. So in fact, I can directly search over here. I'm just showing you for the sake of understanding like where you can find which one. There are several LLMs, there are several AI tools which people have designed. In fact, you also, if you have the capability, you can also design several things over here. You need not pay anything. And now what you do is you can go here and type comic. You need not know the tool name also. You can just click on comic over here. When I click on comic, I'm actually getting it over here because it's already been cached. Otherwise, what do I get here is, let me redo this once again. Let me click here, not there. I'll click here and type on comic. When I click on comic, there are several versions of this comic creation softwares which are available. Okay, you can use any one of them. I may be using this one or this one. So currently, for the current video, I have used this second one over here. You can use this also because it has 10.2K and there's only 95 likes over here. I can use this also. Let me try with this itself. Okay, so when I click on this, you observe, so we have something like a different styles that I can choose over here. So this is the grid. What are the type of grid over here? Okay, so as you see here, so this is the type of the cartoon that I can create. This is the type of the grid that I can do it. This is for grid 1. Let me show you what is the type of grid. In comics, you generally have grids which are of different sizes, right? The smaller size, this is a much larger size, much larger size, and so on. So it depends on what is that you want to show. Okay, so you can click on any one of these grids. If you don't want any of this kind of grids, you can click on grid 0, which means it will show you just a square grids over here. And if you want to click on grid 1, for example, it will show you uneven grid size. And then you can click on captions also here. Click on captions over here. And here you can type in, okay, whatever you want. And now what I'll do is, I need to create a cartoon. Now, how do I go for a cartoon? So what I did was, I gave a prompt like this over here. Went to ChatGPT, free version. I would like to generate a cartoon for which I need a prompt. It should explain the working of a spring using some special characters. There are 4 grids. I need a prompt for it. The style I have chosen to generate is stickman. The AI tool that I'm using is AI Comic Factory from huggingface.co. Okay, if you are able to write your own prompt, okay, you can do it. Okay, but in fact I know it, but okay, I thought this would give you much more clarity. So as a result of it, I wrote it using ChatGPT. So now it gives you 4 prompts over here. Okay, so something like this, but I still felt it is completely physics over here. A cartoon should have some amount of humorous things. Okay, something like stretching, some sort of character should be there. So I thought, okay, let me modify this. And I said, make it more humorous, it should be entertaining, and at the same time, it should be also explaining the concept. When I gave this, so it gave me a funnier one. So this is the prompt that I have got. I just copied this and then went back to AI Comic Factory over here. Okay, I came back to this, and here you have captions, you have bubbles, you have this one here. I just deleted the whole thing. In fact, the same thing has been put over here. I just pasted this, and here what I have done is it says stickman style. I have just typed stickman style. If you want bubble man, you can put bubble man. You can have Superman. You can have Shaktiman also, and type it as Superman style. Okay. So once this has been done, and I'll click on this go. This doesn't take much time, but if you want to know what I have generated already, I can show you that one. So in the meantime, let it generate, and you will be able to see that also. Okay. And this is the cartoon. Let me share my screen to show about what is this cartoon about. As you see here, this is a cartoon. Now, what does this cartoon says? So it says that, okay, someone has jumped over here, and as a result of it, okay, it says, I think it's fighting back. You can just show this one to the students, okay, maybe for FYP, and then ask them, okay, what is that element which makes them to state this comment? You can see this one here. There's one more which I downloaded, maybe this one. Now it says time to test my muscles, right? Okay, so it's a wonderful one. Let me go back to this. Let me share it once again. Wow, see here. So it is already drawn a Superman. He is now springing it across, right? So you can just increase the size of this if you want. What you can do is you can take this one here. This is slider here, as you see on the right hand side. So increase this. Now I see. I think it's fighting back. Now you can ask the children, okay, what is that? If it's fighting back, why do you have this one here, right? And in a similar way until it snaps. Wow, nice, right? Okay, so nicely you can create a cartoon like this. Instead of taking something, cutting, splicing, and all these things, you can actually create it like this. Okay, me. And if you still want to change something over here, you can still change it. For example, this doesn't mean anything, right? So it has something like two people over here hanging over here. I don't understand anything. You can click here and redraw. You can click here and redraw, and you'll redraw this one. Might be it is correct, may not be it is correct. I do not know. Okay, but anyway, if you get a better figure, use this one here, right? So this is how it will be very useful for us to actually show it to our students. See, it has done something like this, right? So with this, I come to an end to this series.